Hey everybody, it's Paul here from my channel Better Call Paul. Today is day 20 of my 30 ETFs and 30-day challenge for November. Before I get started on this video, just a reminder, Sean and I are looking to give away a $100 gift card at the end of the year. We're hoping to get to 10,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a US listed ETF. I'm actually going to talk about three of them, but they're very similar. And the reason why we're going to discuss these ones is because they were the first to implement this strategy. And I believe they were the first to pay weekly, which of course everybody loves nowadays, getting their weekly payments. I have said before that I don't know if it really matters if you get paid weekly, monthly, or I guess even quarterly for that matter. However, people do like having the income stream because it gives you the opportunity to reinvest your funds more frequently, right? So if the market dips and you're looking to buy a specific ETF, and this gives you the opportunity to catch it on the dip as opposed to missing out on that opportunity. Anyways, guys, so for today, we're going to talk about Roundhill. They have three that I'm going to talk about is their QDTE, RDTE, and XDTE. So let's just jump right into it so I don't take up too much of your time today. Here it is. It's the QDTE Innovation 100 or the NASDAQ 0DTE Covered Call ETF strategy. Roundhill Innovation 100 0DTE Covered Call strategy is the first ETF to utilize 0 days to expiry, which is why they call it 0DTE options on an innovative index. QDTE seeks to provide overnight exposure to the Innovation 100 index and generate income each morning by selling out of the money 0DTE calls on the index. QDTE is an actively managed ETF. So why would you want to invest in QDTE? This was for the weekly distributions, right? They seek to pay weekly, and they have consistently. Income potential. So QDTE seeks to generate income through a covered call strategy on the Innovation 100 index. Harness volatility. So QDTE sells 0DTE options on the Innovation 100 index and seeks to exploit structural market mispricings. So you can see here that this was launched March 7th, 2024. So it's been out now about a year and a half. They have 909 million in assets, so they're getting pretty close to $1 billion. We'll take a look at the performance here. So you can see 1 year is 18.54%, and since inception has been 20.86%. Now I jumped down to, we'll take a look at the distributions. So the distribution rate is 34%. All right. These, I believe, are now paying on Fridays. Yeah, paying on Fridays, they always have. So you can look at the last four distributions, right? You have 22 cents, 22 cents, 20 cents, 23 cents. So with an ETF like this, you do have to expect some fluctuation. As you can see in this chart, a lot of fluctuation. Looks like the last, starting about here, is pretty consistent, right, in terms of distributions. Okay, if you want, you can click on this and you can just take a look at their premium discount chart. This would be Liberation Day when it dropped down so much. All right, guys, down here, there's the frequently asked questions, and I found it's actually got a lot of information. Talks about when it launched, the fees. Can I trade options? Yes, you can. So is the Roundhill Innovation Covered Call? It's actively managed. So let's go into some more deeper questions. How often does QDTE generate income? So it seeks to generate income daily by selling 0 days to expiry call options and pays weekly. So what type of options does it use? It utilizes a combination of European-style flexible exchange options or flex options and European-style listed options on the Innovation 100 index. So they sell out of the money 0 days to expiry call options on an innovative 100 index to potentially generate income. In order to achieve this synthetic long exposure, QDTE buys a deep in the money flex option on the Innovation 100 index. So they're using a synthetic strategy. So if you want, you can read. They go on to talk about what is a covered call strategy, what are zero DTE options. So zero DTE options refer to options that have 0 days to expiration, meaning they are set to expire on the same day on which they are traded. So a lot of times covered calls are monthly or greater than monthly. Okay, so what are the potential benefits of selling options at the market open? By selling zero DTE options at market open, QDTE potentially allows for investors to capture the full return of the overnight session. Unlike strategies which may hold short option positions overnight, QDTE is uncapped from market close until a new short call position is entered the following session. So, along with QDTE, they have also an XDTE, so you get your S&P 500 exposure with the same strategy. And then a little while later on, I think a few months later, they decided to come out with the Russell version, right? So you have RDTE. So you get the exact same strategy, but now it's on the Russell. Take a look here at performance. So this one looks like it has not performed as well as QDTE. And then let's go back to this one, and you can see the performance as well. So this one's a little bit better than RDTE. Just going to remind us all. Let's go back to here. Where was it? Sorry, where's the performance? All right, yeah, so the QDTE had the best performance. All right, let's take a look at my Wealthsimple account and see how this fund has actually done. If you look at 5 years, so it's been out for about a year and a bit, you can see that the share price is actually down 11%. So you have to take the share price plus the distributions to see your total return. Take a look at 1 year. The one thing that I've noticed about this ETF is that, it started here at $42 and dropped all the way down. With the whole market, it dropped down to $29.60, which is fine. The problem is that it seems to be struggling to get back up to over $40 a share. So it's not recovering as well as I think you would like it to recover. Myself, my average cost is $43.47. So you can see I'm down almost 20% in share price, and I currently have 190 shares. But, the Roundhill's weekly pairs, QDTE, XDTE, and RDTE, I do like them, but I think one of the problems is that their target is to write on 100% of the portfolio. So they don't seem to capture as much of the upside, even though I think on the website it said that the overnight is uncapped, right? But you can see that it is struggling to capture enough of the upside to bring the share price back up to what it was. Now, the distributions and the share price, you are still making money. You just have to realize you're not making a 35% yield, right? So it's got a 35% distribution rate, but you're not making 35%. So you have to take a look at what it's paying you, take a look at the current share price, and then you can see exactly how much you've made. All right, so I think that's about it for today, guys. Just remember, this is not financial advice. Buy these ETFs, make sure you do your own due diligence. There are a lot of weekly pairs now, so you have a lot of things to compare them to. And I think YieldMax and some other ETF providers have come out with similar weekly pairs based on these 3 indexes. So, do your research, make sure you find what works for you. And, if these are too risky, there are a lot of ETFs that offer, 10 to 15% yields that seem to hold their net asset value, their share price, a lot better. So more to consider. You can go back and look at some of my other videos, for example, on T-SPY or TDAC, and find ETFs that, may have a lower yield, but in the long run will probably serve you better. All right, guys. So until tomorrow, bye for today.